Welcome, everybody, to another installment of the Inside the Nest podcast, where I'm joined, Patrick McNeil, with my co-host, Brad Chandler. Two very special guests joined here in the Eagles dressing room, joined by Eagles captain Zach Biggar and Cape Breton Eagles goaltender Nicolas Ruccia. Guys, how weird is it to be in this dressing room for a podcast as opposed to getting ready for a game?
Oh, it's different. It's empty. There's not really any gear, so that feels a little bit weird.
That's a little weird not being a practice or a game, especially knowing that everyone's gone home now, too, and we're the last two standing. A little weird.
You're still respecting the logo, though, on the ground.
Yeah, no touching logo.
You don't touch that. Even the cords.
We're trying to keep them up. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But
We really should have taped the setup here because it's really elaborate. We were testing their patience, but we're very happy that they're staying with us to do this. Very appreciative of that.
Guys, things are a lot more quiet, I guess, in this room now than it was for the past almost 2 months, really, I guess, or 6 weeks. How do you feel coming down off of quite a run that it was in the playoffs there?
It's different. It's weird. It's like we were so we had so much to do for so long. It's like I don't know what to do now. You know, I'm home. Like, what do? Do I go out to eat? And take a walk? I'm not sure. So it's just like this. It's weird coming off of like doing so much and not doing anything now.
Well, you've been doing quite a bit of stuff last couple of days, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, describe to people what the postseason looks like while you're still in Cape Breton.
for me, it's not much. I went on the ice last night with my Bill brother, and it's hard trying to find things to do. I don't think I've ever stayed this long after a season. I'm usually gone right away, so I'm trying to spend time with my billets here because I know I'm obviously not coming back. So I don't know. It's weird trying to find things to do with your free time. We're not used to having it as a player all this time, so it's a little weird.
Do you feel like you're kind of soaking that in now, knowing that you probably aren't going to be back here for a while?
It's starting to sink in a bit, but I don't think it'll sink in until I leave and cross the causeway and I get home and realize that I'm not coming back, kind of thing. It's hard to put into a feeling and words, kind of thing.
And plus, I'm sure you have such a close relationship with your billet family as well. It'll be hard leaving them after quite a while.
Yeah, I'm sure some tears will be shed Thursday morning, so it should be tough. I'm not looking forward to it, but you have to do it.
I'm not looking forward to that next year. So far I've gone golfing one day, gone ice with my billet dad, and just hung around. Not much to do. So there is much, but there's stuff to do, but it's just I don't know what to do, when to do it.
Well, I'm sure you haven't had a lot of free time over the last 4 years.
No. Normally at the end of the season you leave right away, and I stayed here a little bit because spent some time with billets and a couple friends here. So
right.
Hockey players' schedule, the day-to-day minutes are mapped out, and now all of a sudden you're thrown into anarchy. There's no plan.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Is that an intentional thing in the off season to try to get yourself away from the rink for a little bit, or is it just kind of like go?
Like for me like a decent amount of break off. I took I think 2 months off, and then started up in the gym. And it's like this season, I think I'm gonna take another week and a half off once I get home. So like 2-3 weeks total, and then start the gym. Only on the ice a bit later, but start the gym pretty early this summer.
Yeah, because you were on the ice. You played a lot. You played. How many playoff games did we play?
Would have been 14.
14. Yeah, so 14 games in the past. How many? And on the road a lot. Quebec 3 times or 4 times, I guess.
Flying's fun though.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah. How is it sharing? I don't know if a lot of people know, but what's it like sharing the plane with a team you're playing against in a playoff series of all things too?
It's pretty weird. Considering we're at the back of the bus and back of the plane. Sorry, you saying the bus. We just played them the night before, and we get on, and then they hop on. You're just looking at them, just make eye contact, and you kind of hate the guys, especially after you play them the night before. So it's definitely a little weird.
I've done that a few times. I feel like perhaps the most awkward one would have been that Game 4 against Baie-Comeau. That wasn't a particularly friendly game, but they had some people from the league there just making sure.
Yeah, we had some dividers. We might have needed.
Yeah, you're looking at them.
Yeah, that's right.
I just got on my seat, sat down, and was in my little corner.
Yeah, it was a big plane too. Like it doesn't feel like it's like you're not sitting next to a guy. No. And plus, when you got a guy like Pat McNeil in the middle, like nothing's gonna go
that's right.
sideways.
Throw down if it came.
Yeah,
he's just too nice of a guy.
No.
So Biggs, like closing up on your career here, like looking back, like does it feel like it was, is it hard to believe that it's kind of over? Not your career, your Q career, I should say. You're obviously moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty weird. Feels like last week I was 16 at the draft in Quebec, and Big Sly picked me there. So it was pretty cool how all that worked out and all the years went by. And being in Bathurst with him for 2 years, and then he ended up trading me to Blainville in a trade, and then obviously a half year in Blainville, and then Sly ended up trading back for me, and I ended up finishing my time here. So, no, it's quite the experience. It truly is a roller coaster to be a part of. There's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, and you make a lot of friends. You make a lot of great memories and experiences that I'll carry for the rest of my life. So I know it's tough to look back on now, but it's sad it's over, but I'm happy it happened.
Yeah, and those are big years too in anyone's life, I guess, 16 to 20, and like you kind of, a guy like you who's played on multiple teams, it's like you've probably made a lot of connections as well.
Yeah, it really forced you to grow up too, especially at a young age when you move away from home, and then obviously playing in Quebec, where it was a big culture change for me. I'm from PEI, so we speak our own language pretty much. And then going to Quebec, and they speak a whole different language, and I have no idea what they're saying. I can barely order a coffee. It was just, it was kind of crazy. And then obviously get to come back here, and it's very similar to home. So
yeah,
it's great.
Nicolas speaks English first, so he's not judging Biggs for his comments there.
Yeah, no, I was lucky I spoke English when I got here, It's cool. It's still different though. Like some expressions Cape Bretonners have are pretty interesting. So it took me a little while to get used to those, but I'm used to it now.
Is there any that stick out that stumped you when you got here? Or might still stump you?
A big thing for me was I didn't know how to call, like, now I know it's a convenience store, but in Quebec we call them dépanneurs. We call them like, I'm going to the dep, So I asked my billets like, do you guys have a dépanneur here? And they're like, what? I'm like, like those things at the gas station? What are those
those really
stores?
convenient stores? What are they called?
The gas
station.
Yeah. But it's like there's some of those like there's convenience stores that aren't attached to gas stations. So we go say we're going to the dep, but then here it's like
no booze in our gas stations either.
no.
Here, I guess people just say go to Needs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
unless it's not Needs.
Yeah.
But they would still know what you mean.
Unless you still, it's still Needs.
They're getting free advertising.
You need to
here on
go
this
get
podcast.
something for Needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about do you find there's much slang? I can definitely hear like.
I got some, but
I mean, PEI would have its own.
Yeah.
It's more so like the expressions than anything,
Yeah.
But one thing I found different was that I don't know how to describe it. I can't do it myself, but you guys Cape Bretonners roll their T's on when they say but. When they say but, it's not like a full stop T. It's like it rolls into the next word. And I don't know. That always confused me the whole time I've been here.
Say but, Patty.
But
You probably say
in a sentence,
Okay.
like the T gets
So,
rolled. I find.
let me think about this here for a second. It was great to have Zach Biggar here the last few years, but it's going to be different not having him around.
No, it wasn't
No?
that bad.
Okay.
Some of those
You probably have
people-
to have a real Sydney accent
Yeah,
or something to do
maybe.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's funny though, because you actually have like kind of like Nuke is from Nova Scotia, but it's like Nuke has probably the strongest accent out of anybody that's not
It's
French.
more rural.
Yeah, but it's like you guys kind of have like a similar. I don't even know what to say, how to do it or say it,
know,
but it's
man.
like it's like really like like
Well, I'm from up west in PEI, and up west has their own language, but I'm not even close to half them that speak up there. Like,
Yeah, as you're not right in the city or anything like that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm very, very in the middle of nowheres.
We'll shout out Logan Kelly Murphy. He was coming in the rural PEI talk before we started hitting record. That's when the good stuff comes out.
I'm surprised Shorty doesn't have a Newfoundland accent.
yeah, because his parents, like his dad, has a really strong.
See, Shorty's from
Shout out to Dave
right
Short,
in
I'll
St.
take it.
John's,
Go.
though, I think.
Best starting lineup in the league.
Best starting lineup
Dave
ever.
Shortle.
If you go a little bit further out into like the outposts of Newfoundland, but yeah, Shorty's pretty articulate guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys think when you first came to Cape Breton? Because I mean, you've been here for 4 years now. So what was your first initial reaction to getting drafted here and coming here?
So when I got drafted here, we drove up for camp. I was driving with our GM at the time and two other players. Two other players. And we drove up and we went straight to the hotel, the Cambridge, which is now the Simon Suites, right? So we got there and we were stuck in that hotel room for 2 weeks. So it was nice. I get to see Cape Breton from the window, but that's pretty much it. And then I didn't have a car or anything, so I didn't see much, right? Other than billets to the rink, and that's it. So I didn't really have time to see the city much until my 18 year.
Whoa, yeah, because you always tell me like crazy stories about that first year you were here,
Oh yeah,
the COVID year.
it was not fun. Well, it was and it wasn't. It was an experience. It was definitely fun, but there was parts of that I look back on. I'm like, I don't know how I did it.
Right.
Like us, Patty, had to get tested before every game in PEI. Couldn't sleep in PEI, so we always drove up game day.
Mm-hmm.
Then we always had a back-to-back in Halifax, and that was not the funnest.
It's probably better that it was your first year because at least it was new and fresh. But like if you were in imagine if you did that this year.
I'd hate it.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine the 20s and 19s back then.
Yeah, because knowing what you did, like what the normal life is like, and then going into that.
Yeah, and that was your rookie year, too.
Yes.
Yeah. And just, I always said for the rookies that year, like, they had no idea, like, what was normal and what wasn't to them. Like, kind of what you were just saying. Like, to them, that was just life in the queue.
Yeah, like we didn't play Moncton once because the one time we were supposed to, St. John had somebody test positive, so we couldn't play. Then they just sent us home for Christmas. And then, so we didn't play Moncton at all. And then after Christmas, we were only playing Charlottetown and Halifax. We didn't play against the Quebec team either. They weren't allowed to come here.
Oh.
So.
And Ruccia can close his eyes and still see that testing facility that we had to go to in PEI.
Yeah. That place was not fun. I still remember the smell of it.
So what, when you came to Cape, what were your initial thoughts about that? Obviously, reconnecting with Sly, that was probably good.
I just thought it was really similar to home. Like, I called my parents when I got to my billets, and I was like, this is just like up west, like just country, just driving by the water kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I just felt really at home, and I came from Blainville, and I didn't really like it up there, if I'm being honest. Like, it wasn't for me being a guy from PEI and like very, I don't know, you want to say old school or something. Like, I'm not like, I don't know, I don't know French and all that stuff. So it didn't really work for me to try and learn all that stuff, and it just wasn't a fit. So coming back here similar to home, I was very happy.
Yeah. Ruccia, when you came here, you wore, what number did you wore? 31?
33.
33?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming were you given that number?
It was 33 or 1 were my two options. So.
And who else was with you here? Was it
William Grimard, he wore number 30. And then Mando had just worn 31, so they weren't going to give me 31.
Okay. So how did you ever get 52? How did that start?
So
and why 52?
I just wanted to have like my second year, I wanted to have an original number, and so I was like, let me think, And one of my favorite players growing up was a football player, Ray Lewis. So really it was 52. I was like, why not? Where that was special. Nobody really has that number. So
yeah, there's definitely probably not anybody else with
there's
that.
one goalie in the NHL with that number. Kachetkov on Carolina.
Oh, Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a skater number either. I'm sure maybe at some point, but I can't think of it.
There's one other guy in the league that wears 52, I think.
In the queue?
Yeah. Drapeau on Val-d'Or.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, that's sick. Because I always think of, who was that in New York used to wear that? Was it Paul Ranger used to wear that?
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody wore 52 on New York.
I know. I've seen a couple in the league right now.
That's like a junior thing, though. I think the CHL, like goalie numbers, I remember that like 10 years ago, to be goalies wearing anything. Remember DiPietro when he wore 53?
Right.
It was just kind of like, that was the big, like the first time I was like, why the hell is he wearing 53?
You know what, though? They'll be like little kids now growing up watching Eagles games. Like, 10 years, might be somebody Cape Breton wearing 52. And it's like, Ruccia.
Well, that is the thing, though, because we talked about that one day in the office, just about how it's like, you're a likable guy, like you're memorable. Your name is like cool. You have an Italian name, right? And it's like you wear a number. It's like from a marketing standpoint, it's very, you're very
unique.
Memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were 58 in Bathurst? That was just, you were just given that?
Well, I picked it. I had like
Did you?
choice 8. No, I don't know. I wore it in Bantam, so I was like, screw it. I'll wear it again.
We're
From
58 in Bantam.
Yeah.
Interesting. With a lot of high numbers on your team?
Well, it was like a new franchise, the way they really did the league or whatever. So there's only 4 teams. So I don't know, like 2 or 3 years before I played, they got to pick all their numbers, and
Sick.
that was one of them. So I was, I'll take it.
Latang.
Yeah, I
Yes.
did like Latang.
I don't
So
know.
why 21?
21. Why 21? Well, D's texted me about 5 number options, and I was like, you know what? 21 Savage Raptor. No joke. His album just came out. And I was
Really?
like, you know what? I like his album.
That's not what I thought
So,
you were going to say.
Like 21 Savage. That's a kid asked me that actually when we had our skate last year, meet the Eagles skate or whatever it was, and I just got here and why you pick number 21? I was like, I like 21 Savage.
So-
And the kid started dying laughing. Like, yeah.
Are you guys following the Kendrick Drake beef?
I don't really know.
Not
I
a
don't
ton.
know.
I'm
I don't really pay attention.
I'm on
to
Kendrick's
it.
side, but
I can't stand Drake. It's
been a while. I haven't liked Drake.
Well.
I don't know what the backstory is.
Ruccia, you guys got a new helmet this year as well. And you were showing me one day some of the cool art that you got on. Can you kind of explain what you have on your helmet?
well, like this, like I just had an idea of like for the front to have like the face like a cartoon eagle, staring. I was like, that's cool. It's tough to come up. This is my 4th helmet. It's tough to come up with a new idea every year. I got one for next year if I get one done. But so that, and then on the side, I just want Eagles written down, Cape Breton Eagles written on the side. Then obviously I let the artist Sylvie Poitras have her little touch with it. Like that's fun for her to have her own influence on it, And then on the back I got the flag for my grandfather, came from Italy, and my other grandfather who came from Grenada. So had put those two things on the back too.
And you told me about as well, like you have like do you have a 1 on your helmet? Can you explain that?
So so my grandmother believes in numerology, and I don't really, even now I don't really believe in it or whatever, but my grandmother very much believes in it. And so I got my new helmet, and then I started, I had 4 losses in a row. I think that season, my 17 year, I had 1 loss, and I lost 4 straight OT games. And my grandmother's like, because 52 doesn't match with your number. Apparently I'm a 4. I don't know. I'm a 4 apparently. And 7 doesn't match with it. So she's like, put a 1 on your body somewhere. So I put a tape on the back of my helmet. I put the number 1 on it. And I ended up winning. I got shut out, my first shutout. And then the next year when I switched my helmets, I didn't change the helmet. I didn't put the 1 on the new helmet, and I got pulled that game. Then the next game, I let in 3 goals in the first period, and I put the tape on. We came back and we won the game. So, yeah.
So you're a believer now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's only silly if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys wore lots of, I'm sure, like, the Q is kind of synonymous for, it's kind of like the East Coast, where there's a lot of specialty jerseys and a lot of one-night-only jerseys. Is there a jersey that sticks out to you guys that you've worn or through your career that's maybe your favorite?
Have to give me a second to think. I don't know.
Mine would be, like, my favorite jersey that I've seen is the white Irish Knight ones that I think you designed.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This year's?
You
The
enjoy?
Office did.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Yeah, those were nice.
Those, I really liked it, but I didn't play with it. I was on the bench for that game. But I
Oh,
really
no
liked
way.
our yellows. I liked our yellows. I liked the font in the back. It was cool. It's different.
The
golds.
third,
Sorry.
third ones now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
the
year.
numbers on them I think are really, really cool. They
Yeah.
really pop.
Yeah. I also liked our warm-up jerseys for Cully's retirement night.
Oh,
Those
yes,
were nice.
that's right. Yeah. The
What were they?
throwbacks.
It was
Well, it just
Screaming
was
Eagle.
throwbacks to when he played.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't play with
Throwback
it. It was
ones
just
are
warm-up.
nice.
Yeah. It was
That's
just warm-up.
sick.
I'd probably say the black ones I had in Bathurst are pretty cool. Like the
Yeah,
black and
I
the
like
maroon.
those.
It was kind of cool. The way the colors blended together, I thought they were pretty sharp. And I liked I liked the CBU ones too.
Those are sick.
I might get hated on that. I don't know, but I like that it's orange.
Yeah.
Nobody wears
It's because
orange.
it looks ridiculous. That's why
it
it's
kind of
sick.
looks. You kind of look crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like the CBU ones have gotten more daring as the years went. Like the first
Yeah.
year, it was kind of a more conservative, and then
I think
as
it's
it
cool.
went
I
on.
think it's cool the way we do it.
Yeah, because there was the tartan in there this year and everything. I definitely
didn't
want
get
to
to
put
wear that one
I
either.
want to try to implement the tartan more now, like
Yeah.
because we have a trademark tartan
Yeah.
like for the team.
Yeah.
So
We
it's
have to
like a
actually
thing.
start going through like the color wheel and see which colors we haven't worn yet. And come up with reasons
Yeah,
for those.
I like those ones you guys had. I think last year too, like the blacked out ones. I think
Yeah, the
coal
minor,
miner-
the
miners,
coal
the dark
miners.
gray.
That was those.
Yeah.
Sorry, I changed my answer. Those were my favorite ones. Those were
Those
really
were
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
I also really liked our Hockey Fights Cancer Night jerseys this year. Those were really nice
The
too.
purple and green.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the purple
those
and
were
green
Yeah.
with the white. I found it was
Yeah.
amazing.
It's cool because it's like because you guys wear black and white. Like anything you wear seems like a stark contrast. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But then I find like there's with jerseys as well. Like in photos, it's like sometimes you have an awesome photo of one of you guys, but it's like you're wearing the CBU jersey, so it's like when people see it,
Right.
they don't know who it is. They just
Right.
think it's like what's this orange team that they're
Yeah,
playing
it's not
for?
necessarily what you want for brand identification, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah. Is there a game? Because obviously, like between you guys have played lots and lots of games. Is there any game that sticks out to you as your favorite? Maybe from a personal standpoint or just from an overall, from the way.
I can already
From
think of
6
one
minutes.
that's probably going through big.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm
now.
going to say.
I'll let
Yeah.
you go first.
When I was 18, Game 3 playoffs against Halifax. Probably the game of my career.
Why is that?
I just 2 goals. Look at me. I don't score much. And 2 goals in a playoff game. So, first one was pretty nice, actually. I'm not trying to pump my own tires. But probably the nice goal I've ever scored. Don't score much, so I don't celly often. Did a huge celly. Thought I was going to smash the glass in front of one of the Moosehead fans, and I ended up smashing the glass in front of the timekeeper's box. So, it was pretty embarrassing there. But no, that's probably the game that sticks out most to me.
I
Cut
thought you
right
were
down
gonna say
the
the OT game in that series.
That one sticks out too, for sure. But I mean, personally, I'd say that other game. But it was quite the back-to-back games to have.
So I got a couple games that come out to me. You know, it's I'd say like the first one would have been when we beat. Remember my 17-year when we beat Quebec 2-1
In Quebec.
in
yeah, I remember
Quebec. It
that.
was my first ever game in Quebec. It was I think like 9,000 something people. It was the most people I'd played in front of at the time, and we were in our rebuild year. And Quebec wasn't their strongest year, but it was the year before, right? So they're pretty good, and we beat them 2-1. and that one was one that came out. Like, I think I had 40 saves. Something like that was really cool. But I'd say this playoff run, we had like the two games where I had the back-to-back shutouts, and then the win in versus Baie-Comeau in the third round. Just like for the environment of the fans and how cool that was. Like, you know, winning a game in the third round is really cool. The way it finished too, you know, with them having us in our zone for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Biggs blocking one, Tony blocking one off the mouth. Oh, that was very. That was definitely. I'm gonna remember those games for the rest of my life.
That just felt like a playoff game.
It's just
you know?
It was.
Yeah. Like it was just like it was the most playoff game I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That
Third round.
75-second sequence, I think,
Oh
at
my
the end
God.
of Game
Yeah.
3. It was just
insane.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Took years off our lives. So the real question, though, is does Ruccia have a favorite Carter McGillivray-related meme to not allowing goals? Because there were a lot of them this season.
There was so many of those. I'm not sure. I think the Tiger Woods one. Me and Mac had a good laugh over the Tiger Woods one.
What was the Tiger Woods? I can't remember what it was.
Was
it during the
the
Masters?
It was
At
after.
the Masters?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
after the second
Let in
shutout.
a goal or
Or
make
missed
the
the
cut.
cut at the Masters or whatever.
Or make
It
the
was
cut at
Bruce,
the-
like leading the Masters.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's got the big Brit on and he's got the golf club. That's
I
perfect.
think that one was my favorite.
I
Me
find
and
it-
Mac are like that one.
You can't beat going to the moon when you can't beat.
Yeah, that was
Going to the moon one is good,
Yeah.
but
and it was
Tiger
Com-
Woods.
Commander Nicholas after the New Year's Eve
Yeah.
win in Halifax.
Yeah.
So that was some
Yeah, he was
quality
losing his
stuff.
mind there for a while. Because like you only joined, I guess, last year. Like, do you guys have much memories of playing against each other?
Oh, that sounds like a good story.
There's a highlight that Bathurst still plays in between all the intermissions of him scoring a goal on me
Oh yeah, from
from my 17 year, his 18.
Yeah, I think we won that game like
Oh, yeah.
11-2 or something.
No, I think that was the 9-2
or
one.
whatever it was. It was crazy. They beat us the night before in Bathurst, and that was the rebuild year, and we were actually good that year. And they ended up beating us the night before 3-2 in overtime. The next night we won.
I think it was 8-2 or 9-2.
9-2, I don't know.
And then it was a
That was one of my better games of my career, that one, too. Every game I score is one of my better games of my career, if you haven't picked up on that yet. So
yeah.
I did get one on Ruccia before we joined forces. So
And they
that
still
was
show
pretty
the
fun,
highlight.
though. Yeah, they do. We were watching in, where was it? I think we were in St. John or Moncton, I think.
Moncton, I think, yeah.
It was one of those, I don't know where it was, but we were watching one of the Bathurst games when they were playing, and the intermission highlight package or whatever, and it was scoring.
And that's the year I had the all black and yellow pads too, so it's pretty clear that it was me and the man.
pretty funny.
That probably the first thing that happens after a trade when you come to, well, Rich would know, but is that the first thing that happens when you go to a new team? It's like, oh, I remember this game where this happened when we played against each
Not
other.
really, no. I never really thought of it until we seen it. Like, it never really came to mind until like I seen the clip. And
Low
we
glove.
were together when we seen the clip, which was the funny thing. It wasn't like I seen it and then I texted him. We were actually sitting next to each other watching, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah, low glove.
Yeah.
Macker actually has first career goal on me and his last goal with St. John on me.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he had a hat trick on D on us. Remember last year at Christmas?
He has got a great memory for that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And
I mean,
he-
I think Biggs is probably him scoring on you probably hurts more if he's got, especially if these goals. These goals mean so much to him as
Well, I
well.
mean-
These big games.
No, I don't
Huge.
mind giving him one.
He feels happy
Huge.
for him. And
Macker had
I'm happy
enough
that
on
he
me.
gave me
Yeah.
one, yeah.
I was saying
You
Macker's probably had 5 on everybody.
He knew the
Everybody
game
had
was out
way
of
more
reach,
than
so
5
he
on
gave
me.
me a goal. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Very
I-
considerate thing of him to do.
Exactly.
No, Macker had way more than 5 on me.
Do you guys have much? Who are your favorite teams growing up? I'm saying Montreal.
Yeah.
My dad likes Montreal, so I cheer for Montreal. And I like Pittsburgh. I like
Okay.
Crosby, and
Yeah.
now I don't really care.
Eagles.
Yeah. Whoever, I just like watching a good game,
Fair
to
player.
be honest.
Carey Price, Fleury. Those were
Yeah,
my two.
that's
Latang, I guess. I don't really know. I really don't have one either. Like,
58.
Yeah.
well, that's what it used to be. But
Was that why we're 58?
yeah,
Tank?
yeah,
Oh, it was okay.
yeah.
Right on.
For I'd say,
Yeah.
You have to be. Did you ever talk to Cully about Chris Letang?
I've
guess
not.
I was going to say he would have played against him in 2007, so
No.
might not have the best memories
From then, yeah.
of Chris Letang. he was a beast when he played with
Valdor.
Valdor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that series. Ruccia had a nice video tribute coming in from Martin Houle. How cool was that to kind of get the shout out from the alumni? Because I know you watch all the records and all that.
Well, yeah, that was cool. And the records are cool, but like I don't. My goal isn't to break records, you know. Like it's definitely a cool part of it, you know. And but yeah, it was cool having him reach out and give me a message. You know, that was I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's cool. And you were kind of told a funny story earlier about when you broke one of Fleury's
Yeah,
records.
so I have the record for most losses in Eagles history. And I texted Scott as what button?
Right now, I forgot I could do that. Sorry.
Yeah, I texted Scott. I was like, like I expect like a congratulations video from Fleury, beat his loss record, as a joke. And then Scott doesn't answer and texts me the next day like, oh yeah, he heard you're on a tough team and you're a good goalie and whatever. I'm like, you texted Fleury? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what? Fleury knows who I am?
Yeah. Could have texted you about any other records that you've had.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The losing
Fleury
record.
was a great player, but he would have been through that too. Like he was here during rebuilding.
Yeah.
There were nights we faced a lot of shots and didn't get the win.
There's probably not
Sometimes
been
that's
many
us.
goalies that haven't been through something.
Right, exactly.
This year I only had 2 games all season where I had more shots than the amount of shots I averaged in my career.
Wow.
And it was the 2 playoff games versus Bakemo where I got 40
Whoa.
shots.
Wow. And that's
Other
what you
than-
averaged?
Before that, I averaged the least amount of shots before the season that I averaged was like 35 shots a game.
Holy frick.
And this year, I think I had 32. And
Well,
it was
it's
the
'cause you
first
didn't
game
have
of the
bigs the
season.
whole time.
Exactly.
That's right.
Blocking all those shots.
Yeah,
Cutting down.
with his
Cutting
face,
down
his
shots.
neck, spleen.
Those Halifax and
That's tough,
Charlottetown
though,
teams
man.
in the
That's
COVID
tough.
years.
My first year, I averaged 38.7 shots per game or something like that.
He was seeing Cedric DeRousseau in his sleep.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Said money.
Biggs, you kind of, obviously, you're the captain of the team,
Yeah.
but you kind of had a little bit of a different claim to fame this year as well. When you made your debut on the big screen, kind of talk about what it was like being in those commercials.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be the lead actor until last minute. We had a group of us that went out and volunteered, I guess, vouched to do this.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what we're getting ourselves into here with Brad and the boys up there, but I took on the lead role and tried my best to make it seem like I was an actor. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. I got a lot of messages from friends, families, and people in the community. They still ask me to this day about Screech and how Screech is doing. So I had a kid last night actually at my Bill Brothers practice. So I asked about Screech and
Oh, yeah?
so yeah, you love Screech, eh? And I asked him if Screech is a boy or a girl, and I was like, I can't release all that information, man. I can't. I don't know. So no, it's pretty funny. I still look back at the video and get a little chuckle at it. So
And that line, like, that was your line.
yeah, that was made up on the spot.
That
Wasn't
came
a
from
part
the
of
heart,
script.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a part of the script. I just made that one up.
But you're just telling the truth. Like, you're
Just
just being
stuck.
yourself.
It's
So-
stuck. Yeah, exactly.
That was Zach Biggar playing Zach Biggar.
That's
what
right.
it was.
Well,
Exactly.
best actors take part of the real life personality
Exactly.
and amplify it.
Well, actually, Roosh, you were in that too, weren't you? You
Yeah.
had a good line.
He was looking for bigs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I think we repeated the word, like, hey, boys. I think we repeated 5 guys in a row in the club. It's just like, hey, boys, hey, boys.
We need Thunder to come in here and tell us when the meeting is.
Yeah.
When's that
the
meeting
Meeting
at?
5 minutes.
Meeting 10 minutes. Looks directly at the camera. That was good.
Yeah.
Then Screech blows a tire right in
Oh
front.
my God, that was
so
the funniest
funny.
thing ever. That was the funniest thing ever.
Screech need them skates sharpened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skating around the kids too much every intermission.
Fair to say, for as good as you and Schmitty are on the ice together, Screech would be your real best defense partner. That's who you have the best chemistry with.
I think so, yeah. I think Screech is a righty. See Screech shooting right out there between periods. So, a lefty-righty combo, and
He's got wheels too.
he does.
They got wheels.
She.
A little too much during
Can't
that
complain.
video.
Huh?
It's pretty intense coming in on the boards there.
Well, that's, I think he was playing it up for the. I mean, that was his acting debut, I believe, as well. So, I mean, he was in a second one as well, second commercial. So, something that it seems like it took you over this locker room this year is, I was going to say Monopoly. Monopoly.
You're right.
It is Monopoly, depending
Well,
who
we
you
were still
ask.
talking
did.
about it at the town hall.
Yeah.
He said you couldn't take away his phone because he had to play Monopoly.
Who?
Louis.
Oh,
Last
so
at the town hall.
Louis on it too.
Oh, Louis was in on it too, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he's still
Oh,
smacking
he-
my base.
Monopoly.
I never got on it.
You're not on it?
No.
He's missing out.
Nonconformist. I
Yeah.
respect it.
Most of the boys are probably on it, though. Eh?
Oh, yeah.
Harder than Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Fully.
Monopoly go.
Yeah. Do you know what we were talking about Monopoly?
No.
Well, it's just, yeah, okay.
So who's winning?
It's inside
Is there a way
reference.
to win?
No, you just keep getting better. It's like a tycoon, I guess you'd say. I don't
The
know.
whole point,
Just
reason
keep
why I
getting
don't
better.
play.
Yeah. When
No,
they
no.
first started talking about it, I was confused. I'm like,
It's just addicting.
yeah, like, are you playing against each
I
other?
don't know,
But you-
be trading cards, getting dice.
The amount of money people have put
Rolling,
into that game
spinning.
is.
So
Oh, you can actually put money into it. It's like it's one of those games, yeah.
Oh, you can put money into any game.
I feel
Well, yeah,
like
true.
there's always something. So like walk us through the evolution in your time. Like what has been when you started? What was
Yeah.
like the app that people were on?
House
and,
party,
and like from your beginning
In
of the queue.
junior?
trivia
In
crack.
Q?
Yeah, in your junior time. Rich, you can chime in too if you want.
17.
I'm trying to
now.
remember what else. I mean, Fortnite was obviously a thing at one point.
Fortnite's been a
Fortnite was
thing the
always
whole
a
time.
thing.
Yeah.
I still play Fortnite.
Yeah, we always play Fortnite. I don't know, Patty, to be honest. I'm trying to think of.
ESHL too was
What
pretty
did we
big.
play? We played a game of Bathurst on our phone. It was a soccer game. I don't know what it was called.
Head soccer.
No, it wasn't head soccer. It was different.
I play it.
That was way before, wasn't it?
I got one though at 16 at our second quarantine. So at Christmas we came back and we had a quarantine. So we'd all and we'd play Among Us on our phones. So it was all the Quebec guys, and so we'd all be in our rooms playing Among Us on our phones, and or we'd also play Loup-Garou, which is I think it's I don't know if you guys play. It's called Werewolf, but it's with cards. They have specific cards, and like everybody has a role, and
Yeah.
everybody's their eyes closed and whatever. That was we'd play those games my 16 year.
Well, yeah, it seemed like just from an observer this year, it was like you guys were either in hockey mode or you were in Monopoly mode.
Poker was pretty big
Definitely
last year.
a lot of Monopoly.
Yeah, poker's big last year.
Monopoly, yeah.
We would we'd get off the ice, go work out, just chill with the boys, and before we got it, we'd our phones in our hands, asking which cards we got every Sunday.
Right to town hall.
Every time. Every time.
We kind of talked about this earlier, but do you guys, like, who are some of the guys in your team that you guys maybe have more of a stronger bond with? Like, do you have like a best friend in the team? Guys that you wouldn't expect, to be buddies, that people look at, from a hockey standpoint on the ice, but is there guys who are closer in the room?
I'd say
Everybody's
the whole
close.
team was so
Everybody's
tight
really
this year.
close this year. I don't know. I think everybody gelled, but
Yeah.
you mean like us, who we have as close?
Well, yeah,
friends,
or is
you
there
mean like is there people in the room that you would?
Is there guys that you never see alone? You
Hood
always
and
see
Deg are
that-
attached at the hip.
Who's it?
Right.
Hood and Deg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
And
They
then
attached.
play
French
at
guys.
U18 together
And then
too.
you-
I think their families are friends too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
no,
travel together a lot on the road.
They're attached at the
And
hip.
then they love Macker, and Macker
Yeah.
loves them. They kind of have a little trio there, which you would not think from the outside, but
Right.
they're almost inseparable. Hoodie and D go picking on Macker all the time. Macker's only 20 in Q history to get picked on.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we had a real
Rolls
close
with it.
team, though. There wasn't a divide from French or English like you might see
not
in
at
some
all.
places. Like, everyone was really close,
Right.
which was good.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, like you make a lot of good, friendships, I guess, in this time. Pat, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. There's somebody who is here that wants to talk to Biggs before he hits the road.
Really?
If you could grab the door, please.
Okay, sure.
We had to sign him for one day today. I feel like there should be entrance music.
Oh, God.
Oh, sir. Nice to see you.
Look
Come
who
on
it
in.
is.
Yeah, come on and just watch
Who
the
is
logo.
it?
Sir, nice to see you.
Screech, come on in, my friend. You got that for me?
Oh, that's
Hey,
not nice.
Thank you.
Screech, anything you want to say? Or?
Oh, I know. Me too. I know. It's okay. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
All love. Love all around.
Forgot the Screech couldn't speak. Sorry,
yeah,
Screech.
man.
I started to put you on the. The same
Could
as,
not have been planned any better.
that was just like him running into the boards. Same thing.
Clumsy. Clumsy bird. Clumsy bird, Screech.
Yeah.
Look at that, though.
I'm
eh?
impressed he's able to hold back the tears here. This is a
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. I almost got.
the
I'm just
new
welling up
most
there.
heartwarming moment in the history of the Inside the
You'll
Nest
find
podcast.
Screech, so sign it for me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That's got a special
Leave
place.
him in there. Get him in the camera.
He might sleep with it every night, maybe.
Hey, don't tell those secrets, Patty.
Well, guys, just to wrap up, in 10 years' time, obviously, Ruch, big year next year for you. Biggs, your time is unfortunately over here in Cape Breton. In 10 years' time, what will you guys think of when you look back on your time in Cape Breton with the Eagles?
I mean, everyone that we've talked to that's, 10 years ahead or more, et cetera, kind of thing like that, they always say it's the best time of their life. So we try our best not to take it for granted while we're here, and obviously sometimes we do. That's just life. That's the way things are. And, we've been doing it for so long where it's times where we're wondering when the end is coming and stuff. And now that I get to the end, I realize, it's kind of bittersweet and it's sad and it hasn't really sank in. So I don't know. It's I don't know. It'll be tough, but I'm sure I'll look back on some of the best time of my life. And
Yeah.
a lot
You're just
of
getting
friends
started,
and
too.
Moments.
Just getting started. Just a big chapter ahead of you, Rouge.
Yeah. Oh, I came into the season. I was like, fourth one, and try and appreciate this one. I don't know what the future holds. So tried to appreciate this season as much as I could. And the first thing I got told by my 20s when I got here at 16 was time flies by, and now it's 4 years in. Next year's my last one. It's 5 years. It's half a decade. It's crazy how fast it passes. So
Yeah.
no, it's definitely been time of my life. I've grown a lot throughout the years. I'm sure you've changed a lot too, and that's what the league will teach you. So yeah, no, it's fun and nothing but good memories when I think I'll look back on this.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Be back with the unofficials next year.
Yeah, you always throwing the jersey on next year?
Yeah, you never know. I will sneak peek that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Find me in the Blue Lobster Lounge.
You'd be one of the guys that's shooting the puck in the intermission that you're not supposed to play junior. But
yeah, Irwin probably wouldn't let me. Never know.
But hey,
Special
I might
exemption.
just drag money out of him there. You never know. Never know. That might be against the rules, so we'll have to see.
it's 100% against the rules.
I'll have to
Yeah.
dress up, put a wig on.
He's going to dress up as one of the unofficials.
Unofficials, yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool, guys.
All right.
Thanks very
guys.
much.
Thank you. No
Appreciate
problem.
it.